Okay, so I know this is a new channel. I know I have like 20 subscribers that I've picked up since I did this. But this is not how I envisioned this going. So, Valentine died last Thursday. Um, it turned out that she had bone cancer, and it was probably in her lungs and other parts of her body. She was so tough, I had no idea. So Wednesday was a beautiful day here. Um, it's been a brutal winter near Ottawa this year, just brutal. And she's been, quite ill, but I really thought she was getting better. Um, we've had blood tests and all kinds of stuff. There was no sign of the cancer in any of the tests that we'd had done by the vet. And it was this beautiful day. It was above freezing. The sun was shining. And she was so excited. We went for like the longest, most beautiful walk that we've been on in a long time. I just didn't know it was going to be her last walk. Uh, so Thursday, she just sort of slipped on the hardwood floor. Just very small slip. She's done it before. And it turns out she broke her leg. And she broke her leg because it was just riddled with bone cancer. It was just completely destroyed. And the vet said, it won't heal with the cancer. And really, the only treatment for the cancer would be amputation. She was 16. She was so old. I've had her for 14 years. I got her in May 2011. She'd had puppies on the street, so she was a dog that was found pregnant on the streets of Chicago, brought into the shelter system on Valentine's Day 2011. That's where the name came from. Gave birth in the shelter, nursed her puppies. By all accounts, she was a good mom. I never met her puppies, but they would be 14 now. Pretty old dogs. So, yeah, she was just a very, very old dog. And, I'm sure that it's like anyone. I was obviously in denial about how sick she was. She got so, so sick in November. So we were in Idaho, about to go to California. And as I said in my previous video, we just came home for Christmas a bit early, and I'd started to realize she probably wasn't leaving the house. And she was getting stronger, and I was just obviously in denial and fantasizing about spring and summer. And I knew that it was going to be like her last seasons. But I just wasn't ready after that beautiful day on Wednesday. But there was nothing to do. She was in pain, and there was no way it would heal, and there was no way I was going to put her through surgery like that at her age. So my brother and my mom came, so I wasn't alone. And I held her in my arms. And that was it. Act of mercy. So I hope she's at peace now. I don't know if I'll ever post this video. I had this idea to do a channel where the two of us would go on one grand last adventure, and I filmed one episode before she got sick. Yeah, and I knew that. I think I even said in my first video, I knew this was going to be her big last adventure. And if anyone's thinking like, what were you doing? Why would you do that to a dog that was so old? But like, honestly, like when we got to Idaho, she was running and jumping through the sagebrush. And I knew a 16-year-old dog didn't have that much time left, but just given her behavior and her love for walks and playing and stuff, I didn't know the road trip would end after one episode. Um, let's just put it that way. Um, but I'm here in the trailer that I've been renovating. The renovations are basically done. Um, I couldn't sleep in my brother's guest room anymore with the bed. There was just a very, very empty spot next to me in that bed. So I've actually fully moved out here to the trailer now. Um, so I guess what you'll see now are the trailer renovation videos. And I don't know what's happening next. I think I'm going to officially move from the US to Canada. We're living in a world now where Canadians, well, I don't want to get political. Not sure that I want to live in the States anymore. I'm a Canadian citizen. My family's here. I think it's time to come home. So what I'm currently thinking is I'm probably going to sell the Prius, try to sell it as a camper because it's basically not possible to import a car that's been modified in any way into Canada. And then the regulations specifically say like you can't import a van that you've modified to be a camper. And so I'm sure that applies to a car. So I'm going to try to sell it. I don't really know what that's going to look like. And then, yeah, I'm going to stay in this trailer for a little while on my brother's property. And I don't know, I'm really tempted to try a van build. I don't think I can. I can probably only afford something like a Econoline Ford or something like that. But I guess that's a step up from the Prius. Um, anyway, this is not how I thought this channel was going to go. Anyone who subscribed, thank you. I honestly don't know what the future of this channel is going to be. Yeah, I'm really, really going to miss that dog. She was my best friend. We spent a long time together. All right, if you made it this far, thanks for watching. I don't know what's coming on this channel, but maybe I'll see you in the next one. I'm going to try to get those trailer videos edited. I'll get those up at least. And all right. If you have a dog that you love, give them a real long hug for me. Thank you.